Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto's News. Yeah, the week continues with a deluge of news, so I just wanted to do a quick video to catch you up on some of the topics that hopefully are pertinent to you today. So you're seeing basically cryptos move up, move down, move up, move down, despite the attacks that you're seeing. For example, Coinbase recently getting a Wells notice, meaning that the SEC is planning to pursue them for possible litigation for selling unregistered securities. And Coinbase goes, well, can you guys let us know which are securities? No, sorry, we cannot tell you which ones are securities. Just expect litigation from us. Well, we're Coinbase. We actually do a lot of diligence. We do not sell any securities. We're going to take it to the man, stick it to the man. Love to see it. Despite attacks like that going on, crypto is holding up super well. So yeah, I mean, in relation to that, that has just been one of the biggest stories. I think it's brought together a lot of crypto, even a lot of Coinbase haters here, to come out in defense of crypto, asking, how can I help out Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase? How can I donate in these efforts? How can I show support that you're going to be not just bending over backwards to the SEC here, but really trying to set precedent in a good way for cryptos and crypto staking moving forward here. It's funny, right? The SEC never gave no Wells notice to FTX, but the most compliant exchange of all, been around here and trusted for a long time, is the one that gets suddenly a Wells notice. Absolutely ridiculous to see. So I think this is not something that should impact you really materially in any time, especially since there's likely to be ongoing litigation. It does suck. The SEC is like, well, you should have just come in and register, right? But you cannot go in and register. This is, countless people have been writing articles to prove that it's impossible to just go in and register with the SEC and be a compliant crypto exchange. There was some fear today that Binance was going to be the next one that's going under. The exchange actually stopped deposits and withdrawals trading. Basically, the platform came to a complete halt about 8 hours ago, and this went on for about 3 to 4 hours. People were very scared. Binance was finally, this was it. All the fears finally coming true. It turns out, according to the CEO of Binance, Binance themselves, that it looks like there was some sort of trader who encountered some sort of bug or took advantage of some sort of bug with their stop loss execution. Their trailing stop loss execution that I guess it fulfilled that order like a bunch of times, or did something very, very strange, and it caused the balances on Binance to become not in sync. And so the safeguards at Binance kind of halted the whole platform pending temporary measures and trying to get this resolved. So that was resolved rather quickly. So Binance is not going under. Did want to say that. If you are someone who has funds on Celsius custody, I was one of those myself, had moved funds from Earn over to custody and had funds there. So Earn was basically how you could make money on Celsius, the platform that paid out yield, right? You kept funds in Earn and you got some sort of like dividend, some sort of yield based on whatever they did with your funds. But basically you allowed Celsius to keep your funds and go party with them, and they promised to give you some money. But if you had funds on custody, that was you saying, can you please hold my cryptos? I'll be back to pick them up tomorrow. I don't do anything funny with them, just like be my wallet. And so people who had that portion, had funds in that portion custody, had over 5,000 bucks. If you had 5,000 bucks, you should have already received 100% of that money back. If you had more than 5,000 bucks in custody, you can now do the settlement that I had talked about, that the courts had approved, whereby you get 72.5% of your funds, half up front after April 24th and half by the end of the year. You will suffer no clawbacks. So there's the chance that basically if you had funds ever that were unearned and moved to custody, if you don't agree with the settlement in the future and you do get back some money, it could be less than 72.5%. You might have to pay more in your own lawyer fees, or you have to wait for some other sort of settlement. There could be less funds available to custody holders at that point. You might suffer clawbacks at that point, whereby especially if you have more than 100K, they could be taking some sort of portion back if you move them within 90 days from when Celsius paused withdrawals and all of that. So anyway, I thought for me, this seemed like an interesting deal. Interestingly enough, I made less money off of Earn than what I'm getting back after the 72.5%. So lesson learned here. In letting anyone custody your crypto, right? I've preached that for years. I messed up with this one, and I guess I was forced to hodl for a little while. Not that I wouldn't have. I don't know. I was living in LA at the time, and the fact that I lost all that money means that I had to move out of somewhere so expensive. So for me, it was like a good deviation in my path to have this happen in a sort of way that it forced me to have more of a reality check that I was just wasting and burning money. I had moved to LA with hopes of pursuing my acting career after getting a degree in theater, saving a lot of money in Miami to try to move to Los Angeles. I had an agent in Miami, but I did a few things, but I moved away before my resume became big enough. And it's very difficult in LA to get an agent unless you're already really established, which I had not, especially in the film area. I had done some commercials and like some background work and whatever in Miami, but that was nothing to get you an agent in LA. You basically have to have an in already. So, I learned that lesson, but unfortunately, I stuck around and just kept burning money trying to make things happen. It didn't work out. But because of all of this is why I started the show, and have been able to pass forward information to you guys. So I hope it has been valuable and that you've appreciated the effort that I've gone through to bring you pertinent information and chances to earn money and to take advantage of what's going on here, especially with all this noise around banks. Today, fears of foreign banks drawing on US liquidity. What does that mean? Is that even legal? Will the Fed allow this to happen? Was that Deutsche Bank looking like it's having problems? You're seeing other banks looking like they're having problems. So this is not over. Bitcoin is coming up with a solution. I'm looking at different threads, like on the investing subreddit. I'm seeing people finally bringing up Bitcoin without being banned. I got banned from there a long time ago for bringing up Bitcoin. Funny enough, right? It would have been the greatest investment, right? If you had listened to what I had said about Ethereum and Bitcoin back in like 2016 on the investing subreddit, then you would be much better off than the advice that they had allowed to be shared there. But anyway, at least now you can talk about cryptocurrency, it looks like, on the investing subreddit, which I still frequent just for other information, try to get as much as I can. But Bitcoin is coming up as a topic, as that safe hedge more and more. I think it's going to be a great time to be involved with this. As I've said, I think Bitcoin is the first one people get into it, the gateway drug. I know you guys piped in on what you thought your gateway drug was last time. Like maybe it was Doge for some of you. Yeah, it was probably Doge for a lot of people, and NFTs. Whatever it is, I think it's important people are getting educated on what's going on here, what this is really about, and how this will matter. I don't want to see some sort of doomsday prediction come true, like Balaji's $1 million Bitcoin within 90 days. I think I agree with those people saying that would be a world that you would not want to live in, where Bitcoin had gone to $1 million because of hyperinflation in the United States within 90 days. I don't think so. But at the end of the day, like, the trillions and trillions in debt exponentially growing. When does that become quadrillions? When does that mean Bitcoin is worth $1 million, if not way more? When is Bitcoin worth $1 trillion will be the question at that point. So, I mean, take a look at Zimbabwe dollars, right? So whatever. The whole point is to try to protect yourselves, hedge yourselves, and I'm happy to have you aboard. So thank you for watching the show. I think that's some of the major stuff that's going around today. There's plenty going on, but I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, much love, and stay cryptic. Peace.